In the vast reaches of space, where stars twinkle like scattered diamonds against the endless black, there lies the giant arena of the Galactic Challenge. This annual event draws crowds from many planets, eager to witness the thrilling showdowns between different species. It's a spectacle of strength and cunning, celebrated across galaxies. On this particular day, the arena was buzzing with excitement. Species of all shapes and sizes filled the massive stands, their eyes fixed on the central stage. The air was thick with anticipation, each breath a mixture of hope and fear. In the midst of all this stood Jake, a human participant from Earth. Unlike his alien counterparts, who boasted fearsome appearances with scales, tentacles, or glowing eyes, Jake appeared quite ordinary. Yet there was a calm confidence about him, a quiet assurance that came from knowing who he was and what he was capable of. General Krax, the event's fearsome coordinator, towered over everyone in the control booth. His skin was a deep shade of blue, and his eyes, sharp and penetrating, scanned the crowd. Today, he had promised a spectacle like no other. His reputation for choosing formidable beasts for the challenge was well known, and he enjoyed the respect and fear it brought him. As the lights dimmed, a hush fell over the crowd. General Krax's voice boomed through the speakers, echoing off the metallic walls of the arena. "Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of all species," he began, his voice deep and commanding. "Today we bring forth a creature so fearsome, so terrifying, that only the bravest dare face it. Bring in the beast." A heavy gate at one end of the arena creaked and slowly began to open. The spectators leaned forward, their breaths held in suspense. Jake stood in the center, his heart steady, his body relaxed, prepared for whatever monster might come charging through. But what emerged from the shadows was not at all what they expected. Instead of a towering behemoth or a snarling predator, a small puppy trotted out. Its fur was shiny, its tail wagged happily, and it looked around with innocent, curious eyes. A moment of silence swept through the arena, as if the entire galaxy had paused. Then laughter erupted from the human section. The aliens, however, remained confused, unsure how to react to this unexpected turn of events. Jake couldn't help but smile as he bent down to greet the tiny creature. "It's a cute puppy," he exclaimed, his voice filled with amusement. The puppy, pleased by the attention, scampered over to Jake and began to playfully nip at his hands. General Krax's face turned a darker shade of blue, embarrassment mixing with anger. This was not the fearsome display he had intended. His gaze shifted from the laughing humans to the bewildered aliens, his mind racing for an explanation. "This must be a mistake," he declared over the microphone, trying to salvage the situation. "Do not be fooled by its appearance. This creature is—" He paused, searching for the right words. "In training. Yes, a young beast of a much fiercer species." Despite his recovery attempt, the mood had shifted. The crowd was now entertained not by fear, but by the charm of the unexpected guest. Jake played along, lifting the puppy up and showing it to the crowd, who responded with cheers and chuckles. Realizing the need to go along with the situation, General Krax cleared his throat. "Very well, let this be a warm-up. Enjoy the cuteness," he grumbled. "But prepare yourselves, for the real challenge is yet to come." As the puppy continued to frolic around Jake's feet, the human looked around the arena, his eyes connecting with various alien spectators. In that moment, a bond formed, one not of fear or dominance, but of shared amusement and a touch of warmth. Back in the control booth, General Krax watched the scene unfold with a mix of frustration and intrigue. He couldn't deny the positive atmosphere the puppy had created. Maybe there was something to be learned from this unexpected turn of events. Perhaps, just perhaps, this challenge could evolve into something more than just displays of brute strength. As the part closes, Jake stands in the middle of the arena, the puppy in his arms, a symbol of unexpected joy. The crowd, still buzzing with laughter and light-hearted chatter, begins to see the human not just as a competitor, but as a bringer of a new kind of entertainment. And deep down, General Krax starts to wonder if there might be more to these challenges than he had previously thought. Another try. The mood in the galactic arena shifted from suspense to a lighter, more cheerful atmosphere, all thanks to the unexpected debut of the tiny puppy. The spectators, having enjoyed a good laugh, now buzzed with curiosity about what would come next. Jake, still holding the playful puppy, looked up at the massive screen where General Krax's face loomed large. General Krax, still reeling from the mishap, knew he had to regain his reputation. With a determined scowl, he addressed the crowd. "Prepare yourselves for a true test of bravery. This time, I assure you, the beast will not disappoint." Backstage, the gates to the darker corridors clanked as another creature was readied for release. This time, the handlers assured the general that there was no mistake. The creature chosen was renowned throughout the galaxy for its intimidating presence. As the gates slowly opened once again, the arena fell silent, the air thick with anticipation. This time, from the shadows, emerged a creature much larger than the puppy, a majestic being covered in fluffy, white fur, with large, round eyes and a slow, graceful gait. It resembled a giant cat, more than twice the size of a human, but with an undeniably gentle demeanor. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some aliens murmured in disappointment, expecting a ferocious monster. Others were captivated by the creature's serene beauty. Jake, however, smiled broadly and approached the creature without hesitation. It purred loudly as he patted its head, the sound echoing through the silent arena. "This, my friends, is not a beast to fear, but a marvel to behold," Jake announced, his voice echoing around the arena. The creature, which he quickly named Whiskers, nuzzled against him, clearly enjoying the attention. General Krax's voice boomed again, this time with a hint of frustration. "Do not be fooled by its calm nature. This creature, the feline giant of Marzal, is known for its power and might in its natural habitat." Despite Krax's attempts to salvage the situation, the atmosphere in the arena had transformed. The aliens began to see these so-called beasts not as threats, but as beings worthy of awe and respect, much like their human presenter. Seizing the moment, Jake took the microphone. "In the vast universe, strength is not only about power and fear. It's also about understanding and respect. Today, we learn from these wonderful creatures that there are many forms of strength. Let's celebrate that." The crowd responded with applause, some out of genuine appreciation, others out of politeness. The Galactic Challenge, known for its displays of combat and might, was turning into a showcase of harmony and unexpected friendships. As Whiskers lounged at the center of the arena, Jake interacted with the creature, demonstrating its gentle nature. He explained how the feline giants were protectors in their world, guardians who used their strength to keep peace rather than provoke fear. General Krax, watching from above, felt a mix of emotions. The event was veering off the course he had so meticulously planned. Yet the response from the crowd was undeniably positive. His eyes narrowed as he pondered the situation. Could there be more to these challenges than just showcasing ferocity? Meanwhile, in the stands, conversations sparked among various alien species. They discussed the surprising turn of events, with many expressing admiration for the humans' approach. The idea of strength through peace and understanding was a novel concept to some, intriguing to others. As the event continued, Jake and Whiskers performed a few simple tricks, further delighting the audience. The gentle giant leaped through hoops, balanced on small platforms, and responded to Jake's commands with a playful obedience that charmed everyone watching. As the second part of the day drew to a close, General Krax made one more announcement. "Let today's events be a lesson in the unexpected. The Galactic Challenge is not just a test of might, but a celebration of the diverse strengths that our universe holds. Stay tuned for more surprises." The crowd cheered, some still skeptical, others fully embraced the new spirit of the event. Jake, standing beside Whiskers and Hero, felt a surge of pride. He had turned a potentially disastrous day into a lesson on empathy and courage, earning the respect of many in the process. As the aliens dispersed, discussions continued. The image of a human, standing confidently with creatures both small and large, sparked thoughts and conversations that would ripple across planets. This challenge might have started as a display of brute strength, but it was evolving into something far greater, a celebration of the diverse and beautiful forms of life that the universe harbored. Back in his quarters, Jake petted Hero and Whiskers, grateful for their help in conveying such a powerful message. He knew the real challenge was still ahead, maintaining this newfound respect and curiosity among the galaxies. But for now, he was content to have sparked a change, however small it might be. Hero's secret. After the surprising turns of the Galactic Challenge, whispers and tales of Jake and his gentle giants spread across galaxies. The arena, once a battleground of fear, had transformed into a stage of awe and curiosity. Today, as the crowds gathered again, there was an air of excitement tinged with mystery. Everyone was eager to see what Jake would bring next. Back in the preparation area, Jake spent his time not with fearsome beasts, but with Hero, the tiny puppy, and Whiskers, the large, fluffy creature. Despite their gentle natures, both had become stars of the arena. But today, Hero seemed different. As Jake watched the puppy play, he noticed something extraordinary. Every time Hero wagged its tail, the nearby plants seemed to sway, even without a breeze. Curious, Jake conducted a small experiment. He placed Hero next to a water bowl. To his astonishment, when Hero barked playfully, the water rippled as if touched by an unseen force. It was clear now. Hero wasn't just any puppy. This little creature had abilities that no one, not even Jake, had expected. With the discovery of Hero's secret powers, Jake realized that this third day of the challenge could unveil even more wonders. He decided to share this revelation with the audience, turning what could have been a simple display into a lesson on the hidden potentials within all beings. As the arena filled, the familiar hum of excitement bubbled through the crowd. General Krax, now more curious than ever, introduced Jake and his companions with a newfound respect. Today we continue our journey into the unknown, led by our human friend and his remarkable companions. What secrets will we uncover today? Jake entered the arena, Hero trotting beside him and Whiskers following behind. The crowd clapped and cheered, their previous fears replaced by fascination. Jake picked up Hero and held him up high. Friends of the galaxy, meet Hero. This little one has shown us that size does not define strength. Today, we'll show you something even more special. He set Hero down near a series of small objects placed throughout the arena: balls, small blocks, and rings. As Hero moved past them, they began to float gently into the air, orbiting around the puppy as if drawn by an invisible gravitational field. The crowd gasped in amazement. This puppy, Jake explained, has a kind of magnetic field, an ability to influence objects around him. It's a power we didn't know existed until now. The demonstration continued, with Hero playfully chasing the floating objects, his tail wagging rapidly. Every wag brought a new wave of motion, the objects dancing in the air to the delight of the spectators. It was a magical sight, blending the charm of a pet's play with the mystique of unexplained powers. General Krax, watching from his booth, realized that this event was reshaping the very nature of the Galactic Challenge. No longer were they merely witnessing tests of strength. They were participating in discoveries that challenged their understanding of life itself. As Hero's show concluded, Jake addressed the crowd once more. What we've seen here with Hero teaches us an important lesson. In every corner of our universe, there are secrets waiting to be discovered, potential waiting to be unlocked. Let's not fear the unknown, but embrace it, learn from it. The applause that followed was thunderous, a sound of unified approval that echoed through the arena. Discussions began immediately among the aliens, speculating about the possibilities of other creatures with hidden talents, other worlds with undiscovered wonders. The remainder of the day was spent in a series of talks and presentations, led by Jake, and joined by scientists and explorers from various planets. They discussed the implications of Hero's abilities, theorizing about the existence of similar powers in other creatures, and debating the potential applications of such discoveries. As the third day of the challenge wrapped up, the crowd left the arena buzzing with ideas and inspiration. Hero's secret had not only added a layer of wonder to the event, but had sparked a galaxy-wide conversation about the nature of power and the potential within every creature, no matter how small. Back in his quarters, Jake watched Hero sleep peacefully, the puppy unaware of the profound impact he had made. Tomorrow would bring another day, another show, but for now, Jake reflected on the journey so far. From a simple challenge to a celebration of life's mysteries, they had traveled far. And as he looked at Hero, he knew their adventure was just beginning. Hero saves the day. The arena was filled with a new energy as the fourth day of the Galactic Challenge dawned. The crowds were larger than ever, drawn by tales of Hero's mysterious powers and the promise of new wonders. Today, the theme was Unexpected Heroes, a celebration of those who defy expectations to make a significant impact. Jake, now a favorite among the spectators, had planned something special. Today was not just about displaying Hero's abilities, but proving how even the smallest among us could make a big difference when the moment demanded it. As the spectators settled in, murmuring with anticipation, General Krax introduced the day's events with a notable tone of respect in his voice. "Welcome, friends from across the stars," he began. "Today, we witnessed the courage and ingenuity of our challengers, led by our human friend, Jake, and his extraordinary companion, Hero." Jake entered the arena with Hero and Whiskers by his side. The crowd cheered, especially the younger aliens, who had taken a particular liking to the playful puppy. Jake waved and smiled, his heart filled with pride for his small friend. For today's challenge, a simulation of a rescue mission had been set up. A mock disaster scenario, complete with a small structure meant to simulate a building collapse, was created in the center of the arena. The task was for Hero to navigate through the debris to rescue trapped dolls representing victims. As the challenge commenced, Jake placed Hero near the entrance of the collapsed structure. "Okay, Hero, let's show them what you can do," he encouraged softly. Hero barked in response, his tail wagging, then turned his attention to the task. Hero approached the debris, sniffing around and pawing at small blocks of material. The crowd watched in silence, their eyes fixed on the tiny figure moving amidst the rubble. Suddenly, Hero stopped, barked sharply, and started digging furiously. Within moments, he pulled out a doll, gently grasping it in his mouth and trotting back to Jake. The arena erupted in applause. Hero continued his work, each time finding a doll and bringing it back safely. His small size allowed him to move through gaps that would have been impossible for larger creatures, proving that physical size was no barrier to being a hero. But the highlight of the day came unexpectedly. During Hero's rescue mission, a part of the simulated debris shifted, creating a real risk of collapse. The structure began to tremble, and a hush fell over the crowd, fear replacing the previous excitement. Without hesitation, Jake dashed forward, but it was Hero who reacted first. The puppy ran towards the shifting debris, barking loudly. Then, using the strange, magnetic-like ability he had shown before, Hero seemed to stabilize the structure. The blocks hovered momentarily, held in place by his mysterious power, allowing Jake to secure the last doll and escape safely with Hero. The crowd was stunned into silence for a moment, then burst into the most thunderous applause yet heard. General Krax, moved by the display, stood from his seat, clapping loudly. "Today, we have seen true heroism," he announced, his voice carrying across the arena. "Let this brave little creature be a reminder to us all. Heroism knows no size or shape." As the event concluded, Jake and Hero were surrounded by fans and admirers, each wanting to praise the courageous puppy. Scientists and explorers discussed the implications of Hero's abilities, while young aliens played nearby, mimicking Hero's brave actions in their games. That evening, back in their quarters, Jake looked at Hero, who was now sleeping soundly, exhausted from his day's adventures. Jake knew that Hero had not only saved the day, but had also touched the hearts of many across the galaxy. He had shown that anyone could be a hero, regardless of their size or strength. As Jake turned off the lights, he smiled, thinking about the final day of the challenge tomorrow. It would be a celebration, a grand finale to an event that had transformed from a simple competition into a profound exploration of courage and wonder. Hero, the smallest participant, had proven to be the mightiest, and tomorrow, the galaxy would celebrate him. New heroes. The final day of the Galactic Challenge arrived, bringing with it a sense of excitement and a touch of sadness as the memorable event was drawing to a close. The arena was decorated grandly, with banners of various planets and species fluttering in the simulated breeze, symbolizing the unity that the event had fostered over the past days. General Krax, who had once held an imposing figure of authority and fear, now stood before the crowd with a softer demeanor, transformed by the events he had witnessed. Today, we gather not just to see feats of strength, but to celebrate the heroes among us, those who have shown us the true meaning of bravery and compassion, he announced, his voice echoing warmly through the arena. Jake and Hero, the stars of the challenge, were given a place of honor. Hero, the little puppy with extraordinary abilities, wagged his tail happily, unaware of the monumental impact he had made. Beside him, Whiskers purred contentedly, both creatures now beloved by beings from countless worlds. The event started with a recap of the incredible moments from the previous days, displayed on the giant screens around the arena. Each heroic act, each demonstration of unique abilities, drew cheers and applause from the audience. But the loudest applause was reserved for the footage of Hero's brave rescue and his miraculous stabilization of the collapsing structure. As the recap concluded, General Krax invited Jake to the center of the arena. Jake and his loyal friend Hero have shown us that heroes come in all forms, Krax said. They have taught us valuable lessons about courage, kindness, and the unexpected potential within all of us. Jake took a moment to thank the organizers and the audience. When I came to this challenge, I thought I was just participating in a competition. I never imagined that we would all embark on this journey of discovery together, he said, his voice filled with emotion. Hero and I are grateful for the friendships we've made and the lessons we've learned. We hope that our story will inspire others, no matter where in the galaxy they may be. The highlight of the day was the award ceremony. Hero was presented with a medal crafted from the rarest metals of the galaxy, a symbol of interstellar bravery. Jake received a similar accolade, but he insisted that Hero was the true hero of their team. As the ceremony concluded, the crowd was treated to a surprise. A group of children from various species, inspired by Hero's bravery, performed a play. They acted out the scenes from Hero's rescues, each child playing a part with enthusiasm and joy. The play ended with a message of hope and unity, emphasizing that anyone could be a hero in their own way. The atmosphere was festive, with music and laughter filling the air. Food and drinks from different worlds were shared, allowing everyone a taste of the diverse cultures that had come together. It was a day of celebration, but also a day of reflection on the powerful messages that had been shared. As the sun set on the Galactic Challenge, the lights in the arena dimmed for the final event, a light show depicting scenes of unity and peace across the galaxy. Images of different planets and species helping each other, collaborating and building a better future together, danced across the skies. Jake stood with Hero in his arms, watching as the story of the past week was told in brilliant colors and lights. Around him, beings from different worlds stood together, no longer as competitors but as friends. The barriers of fear and misunderstanding had been broken down, replaced by bonds of respect and admiration. When the light show ended, the arena remained silent for a moment, the impact of the display settling in. Then, slowly, a single clap echoed through the crowd, growing quickly into a thunderous applause. It was a fitting end to an event that had started as a simple challenge, but had evolved into so much more. General Krax, standing beside Jake and Hero, offered one final thought. "Let us carry the spirit of this challenge back to our worlds," he said. "Let us be heroes in our own lives, and let us never forget that the smallest among us can make the biggest difference." The crowd dispersed, taking with them stories and memories that would be told for generations. Jake and Hero, now symbols of courage and unity, looked forward to their journey back home, ready to share their experiences and continue making a difference, one small act of bravery at a time. As the stars shone brightly above, the Galactic Challenge closed its doors. But the legacy of the new heroes, especially the little puppy named Hero, would live on, inspiring countless others across the universe.